Hello everyone, it is me, MrSneakyy, and we have Atheus. I've been looking at the comments, you've been wanting him, and here he is in his full glory. So stay tuned for the full guide and talents with me, MrSneakyy. Hello everyone, so yes, we are going over Atheus, the absolute angel of death. I'm not even lying, such an amazing hero that I fell in love with from the start. I honestly thought he looked the coolest with that electric bolt in his hand, almost like Zeus. You know, he's so cool as a hero, and a lot of you are wondering how to use him, if he's any good, right? So here I am with the guide, as well as to confirm to you guys he is really good to use. So if you're looking for the Atheus guide, stay tuned for everything that you're going to need. So before then, smash a like, comment and subscribe to the channel for more Call of Dragons content. I'm here every day giving you guys everything you're going to look for. Just smash a comment if you want something suggested for me, you know, to cover. And if I have not covered it recently, I will always cover that guide, right? So if you're looking for anything in particular to do with the game, just stay tuned and I will be looking out for those comments. So with all that further away, let's go into Atheus, the Angel of Death, or the Auspex. So when we come to Atheus, what we're looking at him, he is a magic based unit, a very powerful one with the flying attribute. The way to know this is when you look at a hero portrait like Atheus, you'll notice there's a little black symbol here. If we look at someone like Lilia does not have this symbol, so she is not associated with flying. You could also do the same with Craig. Craig has the little black flying symbol and fear. So this just shows you some of the flying combinations that you can run with the boy of Atheus. So note, this allows him to be a flying unit, which is very relevant because if you pick the League of Order, your flying unit is a magic flying unit called the Celestial, a very powerful unit that is very powerful again with Atheus usage. So with that overview over the way, let's go into everything that's nice and juicy with him, and that is his skills as well as his talents and his pairings and artifact choices, right? So when we come to his talent trees, we do have the magic, PvP and mobility. Really great talent tree choices, allows you to do a multiple of things to with him, but I'm going to go over towards the end of the video. Remember, the star levels do unlock his skills. So at 10 you get his second, at 20 you unlock the deputy and the third slot, and then at 4th you get the final. Remember to get his first skill 5 first before we go any further unlocking any of the other hero skills. So with all that intro and all that basic tutorial over the way, let's go over him. So his first skill is a really powerful effect. It is a single target nuke of 800 damage instantly that hits the target. In comparison, Gwanwyn also does a 400 and then 2 and 2, which adds up to 800 single target DPS. So just in comparison, Atheus is dealing just as much single target nuking, but in one flat burst. It is not staggered, right? Very simple ability. 800 nuke, it is 1000 rage, very far requirement because he is a mage unit. But now when we look at his second skill, he has a passive which is a 30% chance to grant himself a 60 rage, which is very good. It allows you to now fire off this skill way more often in the open field, which allows you to do some funky things when it comes to the talent trees later on. When we go to his third skill though, his third skill is a very important skill. So no matter what units you use with him, this could be flying mage or normal mage, they will always receive a 10% health bonus. However, if you are using the flying units, and this is where the full stop is, so if the Legion is composed entirely of flying units, all healing they receive is increased by 15%. This is very relevant again when we look at his next skill and his final skill, because it gives him again a 20% march speed and 10% damage reduction, which is very tanky when it comes to mage units. And then finally, to give him that bonus of 15%, you know, healing, we get a 30% chance of granting a 400 healing factor to our unit, and this is a additional skill, guys. This is not a new anything to do with any of these. This is a 5th skill granted to him, which is really powerful because it's a big burst of healing, and again you're gaining 15% of that already, so that's over 460 healing off the rip without any of his talents, right? So that is his skills, very easy to understand. All of his skills are about single target nuke, trying to generate the rage and being as tanky and as agile as possible because of the march speed bonus he has, right? So when we go into Atheus, I think it's really important first to talk about the pairings, and then we'll go into the artifacts. So when we go into the pairings, he does have the obvious choice, which is Fear. A 5-1-1-1 Fear, like on screen right now, is a perfect combo for free-to-play players to run with their Atheus Flying March. It gives you a nice 1k shield factor, but it boosts your Atheus's hero skill damage by 15%, so it's a massive nuke that's going to come from your Atheus. And when we look at the 3 other skills, these are all beneficial for your march. It gives you a beautiful 5% attack bonus and a 5% hero skill damage taken reduction. When we look at the 3rd, you get a 10% defense unit bonus, but when you get that flying bonus, again similar to Atheus, we gain that 4% and 10% extra march speed bonus. So it's a beautiful combination here, almost 25% worth of stats for free when we're rocking them Celestials right there. And then when we look at the final, we gain a 4% attack buff that goes all the way up and stacks to 12% anytime we gain a shield. So as you can see, it's a beautiful combination to run with Atheus, and I honestly would always say it is the #1. If you don't have a 5-1-1 Fear, what you could do, and what I've seen a lot of people run, is actually a triple 5-5-5-0 Craig. The reason is you don't really care about this skill. It will never trigger because it is not, you're shooting from too far, which is okay. But the reason you're running it is because you get the flying bonus still. But the cool thing is you gain a 10% hero skill damage bonus as well as a 20% march speed bonus when you're leaving combat. And then you gain the 10% attack bonus and a 10% defense bonus if it's all flying units. So these 2 skills here is almost 30 and 20% worth of stats that you can throw onto that Atheus, which is really good. So now we've got the flying units out of the way, we can go to the obvious choices now. So Atheus is really powerful, again, with someone like Valen or Lilia. He's really good with Lilia because, again, you can run Lilia Primary with an Atheus, and the Lilia Primary can run something like this skill tree generating this extra rage here, and because she's generating the rage, his skill 2 benefits her beautifully and gives her, the extra bit of damage that she's lacking and the extra bit of rage that she's lacking in her kit. So it's a really good thing to run. Again, it's really powerful with Valen for the same reasons. Same reasons again, Waldia or even Alwyn is a very good combination to run with Atheus because, again, you're having single target damage, you have relevant stats that you need for your Atheus march, and again, you become super tanky and you have a very powerful awakening of your skill 1, right? So there are all the pairings out of the way for the Angel of Death, Atheus. I hope you've been keeping track. Remember, he's a very powerful unit to use, and he's really, really fun so far. But when we come to artifacts, there's a few you can run. At the moment, I'm using Tear of Arbon just to allow him to be more of a supportive match. However, the best one to actually run on him will still be Phoenix Eye, or even if you're running the Fear March and you're a low spender, you can either run the Infernal Flame or the Visage of Sanctus, a very powerful effect again, because it allows you to increase the damage you deal onto that person by increasing the stacks. And when you get so many stacks up, you detonate it. So if you have 6 of those, again, this is a 250 damage per stack. That's going to go all the way up times 6, and then goes bang and hit them, right? So as you can see on screen, a very cool effect. Very powerful when you pop it just as Fear is about to prop her shield, so really good to run. You could also again run something like the Magic Bomb on Atheus, or even something like the single target spot healing. If you're trying to be self-sufficient and kill, you know, enemy units, you could heal yourself and heal up, which is very fine, a very good option to do, you know, trying to self-sustain and kill those merits, you know, get those merits for yourself. So those are some of the artifact choices for the boy. And with all that said, and with the skills, the pairings and artifacts, let's go into the in-depth nitty-gritty talent pages. So here we are at the talent pages. Let's get rid of the overlay. We don't need this right now. So we're going to go over everything to do with my thoughts on the talent pages that you can run for Atheus. There's a couple that we can experiment with as well, which is really fun. So if you've enjoyed the video so far, smash a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm here to support you guys and make you guys better at the game, as well as to obviously be as creative as you can and learn as you're, you know, playing the game, and, you know, trying my builds out, because these builds are phenomenal when you do play with them. So right now on screen, I'm showcasing this mobility tree. It's a really funky mobility tree that you can run with an Atheus Fear March. If you follow the build, my foundation training are always the same, because I think these are the best 3 talents you always would take in the foundation core. But when we go to the mobility tree now, we get these very basic abilities. We gain the mobility, we gain the attack, and we gain the normal damage. These are 3 key things that we're gonna want when we're trying to get behind enemy lines to farm merits, right? So the whole point of this build is to be really agile, be really fast, hit them as really quick, as fast as we can with damage, and get out without getting killed, and then use our flying advantage to, you know, against them, you know, being able to go over those cliffs and everything. So now we go to the back end, and this is where the build is really spicy, to be honest. So when we go for preemptive preparations, when your legion enters battle, we gain an instant 10% increase, and this bonus reduces by 0.5% every second. So as you can see, this is a very powerful effect when you're only going into fights really quickly, and you only want a very fast, short battle, which is what we want to do, right? We want to enter the enemy zone, we want to kill the enemy's tiles as fast as possible to get those free merits and free farm kills, or even if we're trying to just clean up some enemies on the edge of the map, we're able to, you know, outspeed them and use our march speed and finish them off with this beautiful talent right here. And with that, it's a nice simple middle stretch. It gives you extra skill damage, it also gives you that extra attack and march speed, which is even more powerful for us. And finally, if we get interrupted, it does say our march speed buff does go down to 100%. This is not something that's going to happen. We're never going to realistically get intercepted, but when we do, it obviously is a little bit of a punishment. It's fine, we don't worry about it. The reason why, again, this 100% I believe is on the enemy. I don't think it's when I think it's when we intercept the enemy we get this. It's a really powerful effect. But the reason why we're going up that tree again is to get Victory Rush. Victory Rush is so powerful when we're trying to start the fight and end it as fast as possible. So when we're launching our normal attacks and we have fewer than 50 units remaining on that target, we start dealing additional skill damage, and it's a very powerful ability to finish off kills and move to the next target, right? Once you've done that, you'd be moving down the magic tree, choosing the rage generation skill and the mitigation right here to kill them even faster, right? So that is the mobility tree. We have the PvP rage tree, and again, we're going to go over this. This is my choice on what I think you should be doing. Again, if you want in purely PvP, this is the best build, especially if it's, say, you're on the open field, you're playing murder balls. I would personally run this build. It will guarantee you more kills and get rid of a lot of the RNG in the game that you don't want to play with when it comes to magic damage. So it's a very simple stretch, like I just stated in the ending of that first build, and it is straight down the center, giving you that extra HP, rage, and skill damage, which you always want. We mitigate the defense of the enemy before we cast our rage, meaning we get to hit them 10% even harder, which is very powerful. You could try energy boost, however I dislike the 8% chance. It's just a little bit too low for my liking to allow you to hit multiple targets, but there's a reason obviously for this. It means, you know, people like Wildia can't abuse it, or Lilia, so it's understandable in that regards. But now when we look at the secondary part, it's really nice, man. We take less skill damage, which is very important in the open field, and we mitigate their defense even further by doing a magic defense break on them, which is so powerful in combination with this talent. And you got to remember, guys, we're doing single target nuke, so the faster we can mitigate all of that unit's defense to 0, or as low to 0 as we can, and then hit them with that 800 nuke. It's not 800 now, it might be 2,000, it could be even 3,000, you know, it could be insanely high. So this is the reason why we have the talent setups we do. We finish off here with the unit count of when you're less than 50%, we gauge 7.5%. Again, in the open field, it's really good, because when you're in the open field combat, you're trying to get your units all the way down to maybe the red before you send them home. And before you send them home, obviously you're going to be below 50%, so you get a little bit of a benefit for doing it. But you could also choose something like insult to injury, just so if you pair him with Alwyn or Lilia, it'd be really good. Or you could also choose Bolt from the blue, allowing you to escape from combat really fast once you do use your 2 skills. Really powerful effect to have. But for me, in the open field PvP, you actually want on him this skill right here. The reason is we do have a lot of damage already, and you could choose to go Ecoclasm for more. That's entirely up to you. But with the amount of rage generation we do have, we are able to abuse the 15% HP increase in open field combat, which allows our march to survive a lot longer than a lot of other marches. So this is a really powerful tree, and I would recommend this tree the most on Atheus, unless you're trying to use him as a flying ganker or a flying farm killer, then you would want to use this. Another tree you could experiment with is the PvP tree, and the beautiful thing about the PvP tree is once you have finished your magic tree, you would be moving into the PvP tree following this same start. So once you've completed this tree, we go to PvP, we put 5 points here, here, and here for extra skill damage, extra normal attack damage, and extra attack. We don't need any more march speed, we have enough already with the damages that we have. And because we are in the open field, we're going to be wanting Army of Valor to try and increase our damage as much as possible. But if you feel like you are dying a little bit, remember there's no harm in picking luck of the draw. I actually think both of these talents are very good on Atheus. It's just down to your actual preference when you use him. But when you finish the tree, you'll only have 1 point left. So on the magic tree, with your last point, I would put it in overall speed just to give you 2%. It's better than the other 2 skills in my opinion. But when you're going down the full PvP tree like I have right here, I would always recommend maxing out War Banner. I would always recommend increasing your overall damage by 1.5%. And the same again for 3% when you're below 50%. A beautiful combination of skills here, giving you 4.5% more damage when you're below 50%. Very powerful when you start hitting those big chunks on other enemy units that are low just like you. Again, when we're casting rage skills, we gain HP, and again, this is a very powerful effect for open field. So you could run this build too. You might like it more than this one here, but I do prefer this one so far that I've been using in any of my testing for Atheus. So that is the Atheus guide, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. The Flying Angel himself, one of the honestly favorites I've been having when I've been playing the open field combat in the game, and I hope you guys enjoy them too. So that is everything you need to know to do with the skills, obviously the talent pages, as well as the artifacts and the pairings. So if you enjoyed the video, smash a like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more guides that come here daily for you guys, as well as open field commentaries and all of the news for the game. So until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out, guys.